Hey, what's going on everyone? Mike here, and this is officially the end of our FBA series. I'm going to cover the final part of the shipment and then go over the results for my first month of FBA ever and show you guys exactly how it worked out. Overall, I just want to thank everyone for all the support. I do appreciate it. Continue to share the videos, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't. It really means a lot to me. I want this series to do well. I try to pack it full of information to help new sellers be successful on FBA. I think I did a pretty good job. So I'd appreciate all the support I can get with sharing the video. Well, let's cut over to all the units I finally have bagged and we're going to move on from there. Alright, so here are all the units from before. They're now all bagged and ready to go. And so we're going to move on to the next step so I can show you exactly how I organize and then get everything where it needs to be. And there's some shirts under there from eBay. I just have to bag them as well to put them on the shelves. So here's all the units. We're going to cut to the computer and then after that we'll actually get into the packaging portion. Alright, so if you go to your Amazon page and you're in your inventory tab, to get to your shipping plan that you've created, you need to hit shipping queue. You need to click shipping plans and then go to your top plan, which should be the plan you're working on. So now you get a full list of all your units. You can edit quantities, double check everything, and make sure you're good. Now you'll notice I've been talking all week about 600 units and we're only at 206, so I want to explain that a little bit. The reason that is because I was going through my posters and I realized that whoever listed all the posters, which I'm pretty sure it's the people over at Poster Nation, they purposely entered the dimensions wrong on all of the listings. And the reason they did that is so your FBA fees show up as very, very high. I mean like $10 a poster or something. In order to fix this, you have to contact seller support for each listing and then get the dimensions changed. Now, it's going to take me a long time to get all of the numbers together to contact seller support and then get all of the information fixed. If I don't get it fixed before I ship it in FBA, they will charge me that amount because that's what it's being calculated as through the computer. So I need to edit that. I also ordered custom boxes for both of the glass cups I showed you yesterday, and those are, so I'm going to send the posters and the glassware and a separate shipment. Together there's over 300 units for just that. I have so many posters and I think I have even more at my office, so I'm just going to get them all together, fix the listings, send them all in as a second shipment. This one is mostly shirts and some video games, and so we're at 206 units. Now when you get here, it's going to tell you what they think will need to be done to certain products and what you should do to other products. If you bag everything, you don't need to pay attention to this. As long as you follow the guidelines, you don't even need to worry about this. This next one is telling you what needs barcode labels. If you follow this and only label what they say, all of the other items go into commingled inventory. So you get to choose if you want to do that or not. I just skipped this whole part. This is where it splits your shipments up and tells you what you're going to send to where. So as of right now, my shipments are set to 164 units get shipped to Jefferson, Indiana. 1 unit gets sent to Charleston, Tennessee. 19 units get sent to Middleton. And then 22 units get sent to Whitestown. Now, a lot of people like to change this and cancel shipments because they think it costs a lot more money, blah, blah, blah. Let me explain how this works. All of these locations are set by an algorithm. They're based on what, where in the U.S. they think your items will sell and what will allow them to ship it within 2 days for Prime. So the whole idea here is Amazon already sorted these based on where they should sell based on the algorithm, and they want you to ship them there for convenience. Now the only time that's a little annoying is when you get like 1 unit to somewhere. But it's really not a big deal because their shipping rates are so phenomenal. I do not suggest messing with your shipments unless you need to. In all reality, they end up charging you a fee because they have to then take your item and ship it to the warehouse they want anyways. So just leave these alone unless they really made like ridiculous shipments that you don't want to deal with, and then you can condense them down. Overall, these are meant to be the best options for you. Why would Amazon steer you wrong with the items being shipped into them? And the rates are really good, so I mean this one item will probably cost me around $5, which isn't a big deal. And then these bigger packages will probably not cost me very much either. So once you're ready, and you do adjust these if you want, you hit approve shipments. So this is where I wanted to show you guys something. You can download a packing list if you want, and that's to organize your units ahead of time. But this is what I like to do. Click on work on shipment. Now when you get in here, hit review and modify units. From here, it has your full list of units, and you can print labels for every single item right from here. And the labels will be ordered in the order this list is. So this is what you should do. Hit print, and print this label as it's sent out. So now you have this list right here with the quantities. Print that instead of the packing list, because the packing list is in a terrible format. More importantly, now these units are in order with the labels you're going to print. So all you do is grab a unit, label it, put it in the pile. It's very straightforward. This is how you become efficient at doing this. A lot of people are searching around through this packing list. Alright, so now that I printed that stuff, I have my list for one shipment, and then I have all the labels for one shipment. Most importantly, they coordinate perfectly in order together, and then you do this for all of your shipments. Then we're going to go to the next step, which I'm going to cut to now. So basically now when I pull an item from the list, or however many I have, I'll label them right then and put them into a pile for each shipment. So I'm going to do that now. Obviously you're not going to watch that whole process, but I'll cut to it when I finish labeling them. Just quickly so you can see, if you have a product with a barcode already on it, make sure you fully cover the barcode when you're putting your labels on. Alright, so everything is labeled. It turns out that giant shipment is all of the t-shirts, so there's roughly 160 t-shirts out of everything. Now your next step is obviously packaging. For t-shirts it's extremely easy because they don't need to be padded. But for other things it can be a little tricky. Most importantly, don't worry about the number of boxes you have to send, because Amazon doesn't charge you based on a per box label. They charge you as like a cubic, I guess you would call it like cubic feet and weight as a whole rather than individual packages. So when you send 8 packages to one warehouse, those 8 are combined into one, and that's what UPS charges you for shipping since they're partnered with Amazon. So it's about that actual shipment's weight and not about individual boxes, and it's about that shipment's dimensions, not individual boxes. So send as many boxes as you need to, but obviously be cautious of using extra space in your boxes. Try to keep everything to a minimum. Now with shirts, I would just shingle these in here, and they can be mixed up. They don't have to be like in a certain order, and there's no packing slips or anything required. Once these are labeled, you print up special labels to put on the box, and then it's done. So I'm going to pack these into the box, you can watch, and then we're going to go over to the computer. I'm going to show you how I weigh and print up the labels, and then that's it. It's really that simple, and we're finished with this shipment from start to finish at this point. Most importantly, I'm going to try and pack as many shirts as I can get in here. This is one pile, I have another, so I think we're going to end up with 2 full boxes of stuff. Basically, when Amazon gets this package, they're going to pull everything out, and then they just kind of put it down a conveyor belt and scan the barcode, which tells them, who it's from, that they received it, and it makes your inventory active in the computer for each one they scan. And then they have what is called chaotic storage, and they basically put your items anywhere on any shelf in the whole facility, and then a computer tells them where to pick it up from. So there's no organization whatsoever in the sense of like organizing shelves neatly. Everything's everywhere, and a computer tells them which shelf to grab it from. And some of the warehouses even have robots that grab things now. However, I don't think that's like a worldwide system yet. So we're getting pretty tight in here. We want to keep packing it as full as we can get it. See if I can fit most of these in there. I do have some wristbands I want to toss in there as well. So we're getting close. I have a few more shirts I want to get in there, so I'm going going to fit those 4 shirts in the middle, and the last couple packs of wristbands here. I'm going to push this down. A lot of those bags have air in them, so they're going to have to be a little patient here. And as you can see, I'm using an old Amazon box I ordered something in. That's why I save all my boxes from them. And then, so that's good to go. I just got to grab my tape gun. Whenever I do boxes, no matter what, I cross tape this way. And what that is do is hold it nice and tight, and then I go the opposite way. And for big boxes, I'll go down one edge first, just to secure the top. And then what I'll do is I'll go down this and then underneath, which will reinforce it from breaking through the bottom. Most importantly, when you package anything, people don't realize empty space is what causes damage. So no matter what you pack, if it's glass or anything really, make sure it doesn't jiggle around at all. You should be able to flip your box upside down and the item should be stable. If anything moves around, that's what can cause damage. Obviously shirts don't have that issue, but in general. Alright, so now let's move on to the next package. Alright, so I have another large box here, and the rest of the shirt's on my right, so let's just get these stuff in here. I have a feeling this box would be a little too large for all of them, but I don't have any boxes that are large enough without a lot of extra room. You want to make sure if you, since you're bagging everything, you push the air out. Air can take up a lot of room and cause you not to pack tight. That's why when I wrap shirts, like in the other video, I try to push all the air out of the shirt bag. So this actually isn't even large enough for the rest of the shirts, which is okay. Because like I said, the amount of packages does not matter. What matters is the weight and dimension of the whole entire shipment. So let's fit as many as we can in here, and then I have a small box I can fit the last couple units in. So there we go, second package is done. Now I need one smaller box. So it's a 12 by 12 by 6. I keep these around for basically any little extra stuff. Alright, so now you can see we have massive boxes. And this is the exact reason I recommended this scale to everyone. I love this scale. But to start out with the boxes, I always measure them and write the measurement on the top. So measurements on the box, then we're going to weigh it and write it on top. And the best part is you can just pull this out of there to check the weight. So we're at 27 pounds 1 ounce. And then this I already know is 12 by 12 by 6, and that weighs 5 pounds. So yeah, well over 50 pounds of shirts. So now we're going to cut to the computer and I'll show you the last bit. Alright, so we have the items packaged and now we need to print up labels. So you get in your inventory again, hit shipping queue. And now that you did the steps I talked about, you'll have your shipments here. Hit work on the shipment that you have packaged. And then basically you just come down here, enter the dimensions, and it'll calculate everything out for you. So we have 3 boxes. Set up the numbers. 5 pounds. 12 by 12 by 6. 27 pounds. 22 by 18 by 10. 27 pounds. 28 by 19 by 8.5. Calculate it out, And this just goes to show you exactly how good your shipping rates are. Um, you've seen the absolute massive size of those packages. 2 of them, right? It cost $18.60. That's just ridiculously good shipping. So you accept the charges, and now you print up your labels. Amazon makes you download labels. Each label has 2 sides. Make sure you get both sides. They're very important because this is how they track your inventory since you don't have packing slips. So make sure it's on there. I'm going to print them up, meet you back at the boxes, and we'll finish this up. Alright guys, so I'm going to do the smallest box so you can see clear. Basically you're going to get 2 labels, and one is Amazon stock keeping label, and then the other is the UPS label. So you need to put both of these on the box that they're coordinated with. I'm doing the smallest one because it's the easiest to show on camera. So this is the UPS label. I always cover up my weight that I write on there just so it's not visible. And then this is the stock keeping thing. And you just put it literally right next to it. Don't put it over the crease just in case. I always put it on the opposite side. And that's it. This shipment is ready to go to FBA. All you do is take it to UPS or have, you can schedule a pickup, but it costs money. And when it gets there, they unload it and it's done. It's that simple as long as this is on there. They do ask that you don't tape over this. And I know there was this giant debate in the comments the other day about taping over labels. And honestly, I don't really care that your mother works at UPS or USPS or you don't think it's a problem. You don't tape over labels. It's just you just don't do it. It's really simple. The reason you don't do it is because if you were to tape over a label, okay, yes, if you lay tape perfectly flat, there's no issue. However, if you're taping, if anything like this happens where it creases up, and that happens to go over a barcode, you cannot scan through the crease, so then the barcode won't be scannable. So the whole point is just don't do it just in case. Not that it's going to cause an issue, but there's this giant debate about it. Everyone's posting about how they have family members that work at USPS and it doesn't matter and this, that, and other. Honestly, I don't care that it doesn't matter. What matters is that there's the potential for an issue, so just avoid the whole thing. Because if you were to do that on the FBA label, then they have no idea where any of those units are going, and you have inventory that's just in limbo. So just be safe, play cautious, and if you have FedEx labels, they work perfectly fine. That's what I use. That's it, guys. Alright everyone, well it's officially time to wrap this series up. I truly hope it helped you get a grasp for FBA and make you want to jump in head first. Honestly, it's a great program. There's so much opportunity to make profit. But before I go, I'm going to talk a little bit about my numbers so you get some insight into how things are going. I'm going to go over my first month of FBA. My first shipment was delivered out on December 20th. It didn't arrive until after Christmas, so I believe it arrived on December 28th maybe or something like that, 27th. And it wasn't checked in for a good long while until the beginning of January. And it was my own fault. I found out about FBA around Christmas. I procrastinated a little on getting the shipment out, and it went there after Christmas. Had I gotten there earlier, my numbers could have been much better. But from January, I believe January 2nd or so, until January 31st, these are my numbers. So in that month, I did $1,816 in sales, so $1,816 in sales, and I sold over 108 units. That was in my first month ever. 1 month, that was it. And since then, I've sent in 3 shipments. I made a solid $5,000 in sales, I would say, and I'm actually running way behind. Like this series I made because I got sick and I was a week behind. That shipment would have been long gone had I been up to date and not sick for an entire week. I probably would have sent it out, but I think it worked out for the best. I hope you enjoyed the series. There's so much room to make money. I currently only have 280 units in FBA, and I get a solid 4 to 8 sales a day for around maybe $20 a piece. And if you think about it, you can have 5,000 units to start. If you fill that 5,000 up, the amount of income you're pulling in daily, it far surpasses what you're making on eBay or other platforms. And there's a lot less work involved. There really is. It's honestly a great program. You should check it out. I hope this series helped. Please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you have not. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.